Coach, I know every single game right now with such young players is an opportunity for them to learn. You started the game with them, you ended the game with them. What do you hope they take away from this?
Yeah, how do you finish games? I think that on the defensive end, trying to figure out how do you just come up with a couple more stops. Credit to New Orleans. I think Queen and Alvarado had a good second half there and put some pressure on our defense. And then I think offensively, how do you take care of the ball a little bit better? How do you execute a little bit better and finish? So great learning opportunity, and the road trip continues.
Ryan Kalkbrenner really had his hands on everything tonight. What is the next step for him?
Yeah, it's just to keep doing it. Not get bored with the same responsibilities that you have every night, which is to protect the paint and dominate the paint on both ends of the court. And I think that we're seeing that from him defensively and then offensively too. He's a great lob threat on the offensive glass, creating some extra possessions for us and then screen assists. So just keep doing it at a high level and be able to finish and win games.
We saw Trey Mann getting going tonight. His shot is starting to fall. How much will that open things up for you?
Yeah, it definitely just helps us, I think, develop more depth. Being able to go to somebody off of your bench to give you a little bit more pop at times it is always helpful. So it's good to see Trey have a good game. Wish it was in a winning effort.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Eric?
Just general thoughts on the game, what happened. Do you think you guys couldn't find a way to kind of close this one out tonight?
Yeah, I think first half, I'd have loved to see that first quarter and just the first half, I guess, in general, our transition defense be a lot tighter. Gave up too many lobs and dunks in that first half, where I think that we can kind of control those buckets. You're not going to control the fact that they made a couple shots, or they were guys that maybe you're willing to live with some of their contested above the break threes, but those buckets and that execution defensively in transition is just not good enough. And I think it gave them a little bit of energy, when you can kind of get out and get some easy buckets. And then I thought in the second quarter a lot better. Third quarter really good, and then in that fourth quarter, Alvarado and Queen, I think, just kind of came up with some big buckets down the stretch, and we have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. I think 8 turnovers in that fourth quarter, which kind of hurt you, and they made you pay.
Yeah, one turnover was also, Sion tried to get the ball, and in there, what was that play trying to design to get the ball to Ryan? What happened in that play?
Yeah, no, try to get Colin coming back to his right hand. He's got to release a little bit sooner, I think, but our execution could have been better. But it's a great learning experience, for some of those guys that were out there at the end of the game that might not have the same reps that they've had other places or so far this year. So it'll be good for us to go back and watch the film and just see how we can tighten that up and be a little bit better executing.
You mentioned learning experiences for the guys. Obviously as a coach, you want to win these games, but at some point, how do you balance learning experiences and losses with also trying to win games and be a better team?
Yeah, I think that all the guys out there are competing their tails off and trying to win a game and build winning habits. And so I think that you can have the best of both worlds, where you're playing your young guys, letting them develop, but also trying to win some of these games and learn.